what is the real objective from a national security and intelligence perspective? Why haven't we adopted this strategy previously?
Look, Omkar, when you talk about a terrorist attack and a targeted killing, you can look at them as two sides of the same coin, in the sense that they are both propaganda by the deed. A terrorist attack, by the attack itself, is trying to communicate something, and a targeted killing is also trying to communicate something. There were 4 Russian diplomats who were kidnapped in Lebanon. One of them was eventually killed, and the Russians were wanting the other 3 to be released. What the Russian KGB did was they picked up a family member of Hezbollah. They sort of castrated him, and they parceled the organ to Hezbollah, saying that, if you don't release the other 3 people, other 3 diplomats, then more's going to follow. So there was communication. So ever since, Hezbollah has not troubled the Russians at all. So it is to say that we are capable of more violence than you are, right? So that was the message in that instance.
Yes.
But over the years, if you see, the Israelis have been carrying out a lot of targeted killings of terrorists, both in Gaza, across the world, and so on. It is quite difficult to say whether these kind of killings actually work and or not, right? So when you're talking about propaganda has to necessarily talk to 3 different kinds of audience. Your domestic audience, the adversaries, or the international audience as well. For the adversary, they're trying to send out a different message that you're not safe, and as long as we don't achieve what we wish to achieve, we are going to be conducting these kind of attacks in the future as well. And to the international community, they might be saying that this country is not safe, don't invest here, and we will not stop until and unless our objectives are achieved. So you're sending out 3 different kinds of messages to 3 different sets of audiences. Now India does not enjoy that. So you saw that the moment there were some allegations raised about targeted killings in, let's say, Canada, or an attempted one in the United States, there was zero international sympathy for India, because the world does not understand India's terrorism problem, right? So even as India conducts these kind of targeted killings, which is sending a good message to the terrorist groups that they are not safe wherever they are, I think that much of the investment has gone into communications with the domestic audience. This whole slogan hearing of "Ghar mein घुस के मारेंगे," right? That's the opposite of Aman Ki Asha.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, it's all about narrative. I think, as former R&AW chief Vikram Sood says, narrative is going to basically win you, or basically break you as well.